And welcome back to the Unfiltered Sports Weekly. I am the Beebs.
I've been thinking about this. If they don't know who the fuck we are, at this point.
You think we need to come up with a new intro?
Yeah, I'm just saying that, we've been doing this, for a second, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
this is like year 4.
Yeah, we've been doing this for a second. If they don't know who the fuck we are,
Maybe they're new, though. I mean, maybe
Well,
they're...
that being said, my name's St. Joe. I'm Catholic.
And I'm the cab.
All right.
Yeah. Welcome to Nashville.
Welcome to Nashville, Orlando.
Yeah, Orlando.
Whatever
If you caught it on Instagram, that's the best song of the year. If you caught it on Instagram,
It was good. I liked it.
Yeah, it's from a my second favorite musical called The Book of Mormon.
Oh, well, there you go. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's where he wants to be sent on his mission.
On his mission.
That's funny. Okay.
There's Orlando.
That's funny.
So I put out a tweet a little bit ago about some stuff to talk about.
Oh, I must not have seen it.
But I wanted to talk about this first, really quick. And I have visual aids. Okay.
Visual
aids. Yeah. So I wanted to go and see what you guys thought about this picture right here. Are you looking? Because shit happened again.
Oh God, here we go.
Well, you got me on the week where like all my best players were on bye.
So I believe in the standings, St. Joe is tied for the lead.
I think that
you're 7-4,
right.
tied with the Zeb, and there's a litany of people at 6-5.
Yeah,
and bringing up the rear with a crowd pleasing 2-9 is the Beebs here, crowd pleasing, and
still hasn't found his way.
Correct me if I am wrong. The Beebs had the number 1 pick in the draft.
Well, Christian McCaffrey was hurt most of the year. He's just now starting to come back.
Mike Evans has been hurt, and so has Deebo Samuel. But I don't make excuses. I just lose.
Beebs hasn't played the waiver wire very well.
No, I haven't. No.
So
I tried, but I'm not good at it.
Yeah, well, it's his first year.
Well, if you look at this, you will find,
for those of you who are listening, this is going to be really hard to see, but
right. Yeah. So let's explain it for the audio listeners that what we're putting up here is the score of this week's.
How can you gloat about losing to the worst guy in the league?
No,
or winning against the worst guy in the league?
Oh, because a win is a win is a win. The Oklahoma Sooners should teach you that.
Let's put it this way. I have another league that I'm in, and the guy has basically a lot of Jaguars player, and he's 0-11.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I started the season with 3 Jags players that I played pretty regularly. I'm about to cut all 3 of them.
Yeah, they're
once it lets us cut them, because I have Etienne Bigsby and Gabe Davis.
Yeah,
and I'm about to say sayonara to
greatest team ever assembled.
Did you see that Jaguars team? Yeah.
Did you see that interview where
I did, because I didn't think he was going to show. I thought it was going to be Shad Khan telling him to go fuck off.
I like that reporter is like, did you say that? And Doug Peterson's like, no. It's just funny. Yeah.
We'll get to the Jags here in a second. We'll get you guys' take on this. I'm about to throw up. I got more visual aids.
Hooray, visual aids.
Yeah.
That's like doing magic on the radio. That works real well.
Yeah, but this one, we're going to have some input on here. This just came out.
Yeah, the projections.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have seen it yet.
Miami still got a bye.
And know the rules, but these 4 that get the buys are projected conference champions.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
You have to get the bye. Not only do you have to be good, you have to win your conference. So these are
BYU dropped from the conference champ to number 12 because of the loss. That's huge.
Whoa, I just knocked something over.
I don't even know what conference is BYU in.
The Big 12.
The Big 12. What conference is Boise State in?
Well, I think it's the Big 12.
No, it's the Mountain West.
Mountain West. Okay.
I don't think BYU is going to be there. You know who I think is going to be there?
Who?
Colorado.
Could happen.
I don't know.
Is BYU still undefeated?
No, they lost.
No, they lost.
That's why they went to 12.
All right. Maybe they lost. Hang on.
They lost. They lost to Kansas.
Who lost? BYU lost to Kansas. Yeah.
That is correct.
Is that right?
There's an echo.
Is there an echo? I'm your echo.
Who?
Exactly. Yeah. Oregon should have lost, but Wisconsin shit the bed. So that would have made the Ohio State Indiana game very interesting, but it just couldn't happen. But yeah.
So they got 4 SEC teams in there. Alabama, Texas, Georgia, and Ole Miss.
Same as last week.
You see, do you hear which one is not in there?
Florida.
They're the good old people from Rocky Top.
Oh, Tennessee.
Yeah. So this is what I like about this 12-team format. The playoffs really started like 2 weeks ago. You know, because what you have are these games like you had in Gainesville last weekend of eliminating people.
Sure.
You know, not so much, surviving or making it in, but like LSU still had like an outside shot.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Well, they're gone now. You got a same one here in Gainesville this weekend. If the Gators can somehow beat Ole Miss, they're out.
True.
And that's going to put Tennessee back in because they have the same amount of losses.
Okay.
So I think that's why I think that if Colorado wins out, then BYU is going to be, they have 1 loss versus 2 losses for Colorado. But we'll see who does BYU have to play? That would be a great.
They're going to end up having to play. I mean, if Colorado and BYU win out, they'll play each other in that conference title game, right?
Who does Oregon have to play?
Oregon State.
That's it. Oh, it's okay. So it's the rivalry. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. But
well, I think everybody has 2 games left, right?
But they don't have to play anybody ranked. I don't think Oregon plays anybody ranked, so they'll end up number 1.
Well, you know what? I mean, ranked teams don't only just lose to ranked teams.
Sure.
They lose to, I mean,
in theory.
Are you trying to say that magically this weekend coming up that the Sooners might beat Alabama?
No, I'm saying that the Sooners have no fucking chance to beat Alabama.
Oh man.
Who's playing better than Alabama right now?
Who's playing nobody? Well, Texas maybe. Texas is good still.
The Oregon Ducks have 1 more game left on Saturday, November 30th, and they play Washington.
Okay. I mean, that was a good game last year, but I don't know how good it's going to be this year.
Yeah, they'll fucking kill Washington.
Yeah,
but stranger things have happened. I wouldn't put it past like Georgia Tech for that game.
They couldn't beat Washington 3 times last year.
Yeah, I mean, Georgia Tech plays Georgia, on rivalry weekend.
Sure.
I wouldn't put that. I mean, certainly Georgia's through the meat of their schedule. Far be it for me to remind you guys that out of the 4 tough games that the Gators had, I told you that they would win 1 of them. And they did win 1 of them. But and if Lagway would have played the entire game, they would have won 2 of them.
You're right. I think Florida is one of those teams that's coming on at the end of the year. That's what I think. I think they're a good team. They look good against Georgia, until Agway got hurt and still looked all right afterwards. And then they just won the game this weekend. So it's the game in between they got destroyed though, unfortunately.
But what does it do for him?
Nothing. Doesn't do anything. I mean, it doesn't do anything for him.
Keeps Billy Napier employed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Think he's going to stay on now?
Yeah, well, you already got the vote of confidence from the AD.
Yeah.
The AD likes the vibe.
I mean, right now they're on the way up.
Yeah, they've gotten progressively better. They've gotten progressively better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe helps recruiting.
I mean, they really helped recruiting this week because they had a ton of kids in Gainesville.
Yeah. So I mean that's probably the only positive I see. It doesn't really do anything for, I don't see anything else it does for him.
Well,
vote of confidence. Yeah. But
if Florida were to play Wisconsin, Florida would kick the shit out of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to argue with you. I mean,
Jack
Del Rio quit last week because he got a DUI. Shocking.
He did.
DUI. Shocking that you get a DUI in Wisconsin.
Jack Del Rio got a DUI.
Yeah, he quit and he got a DUI last week, and then he immediately resigned because of it.
Man.
So maybe not a bad thing, because I think maybe he'll end up back in the NFL. So we'll see.
What you're saying is that Wisconsin is such a wonderful place that people who coach there need to drink.
I'm saying that the way that Wisconsin playing this year, there was a lot of drinking going on.
Okay. Well, they played good last weekend, right?
Luke Fickle didn't solve the problems. So
is he getting fired?
No, I don't think he is.
Is Barry Alvarez still alive?
Yeah, Barry Alvarez is still alive, but
just have him coach until he's dead.
We'll approach the coaching carousel here, I think, too, because I think there's a couple interesting things.
All right. Well, what I want to do is I want to throw this up here again.
Okay.
All right. So you see the bracket as it's laid out right now.
Yeah.
So it's playoff happening right now. Okay. So does anybody think BYU has a chance to beat Ohio State?
No.
In the horseshoe?
No.
Okay. It's at Ohio State, right?
Correct. So Ohio State's going to play Boise State. Does anybody think Notre Dame can beat Alabama? Now they're playing in South Bend.
That'd be in South Bend?
Yeah, it's in South Bend, the higher ranked team.
I mean, I think that'll be a good game, but I think Alabama edges them.
What do you think?
I mean, Notre Dame's been good this year. I mean, who they played LSU, right? Or A&M. Was it A&M?
No, it was A&M, yeah.
Beat A&M at A&M, right?
Yeah.
Or wait, did A&M win that game? No, they beat A&M.
Yeah, they beat A&M.
Not good. Alabama advances.
Yeah, I think Alabama advances too. But does anybody actually think Penn State stands a chance against Georgia?
No.
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
They have a good defense.
I
think
have Penn State can pull that game out. Georgia's been vulnerable a couple times this year. They haven't looked good. I mean, obviously they're where they are because of the way they played.
Yeah, they handled Tennessee and they beat the shit out of Texas.
They did,
in Austin.
But look at their losses. I mean,
they lost to Alabama.
Yep.
And Ole Miss.
Yep.
Both of which are in this bracket.
Yep. So I don't know. I think Penn State could play them, and it's at Penn State. State College. There's a lot of people. I think Penn State could pull that game out.
I think Georgia wins by 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
I think it's closer than that. I think Penn State has a really good defense, and their problem's always been going to be and will always be their offense. So I think it's going to be closer, but I think Georgia wins.
I think that's the best game of that bracket right there. I think that's the best game.
Oh, I disagree. I think it's the next one.
I think Ole Miss, Indiana's. if Indiana is as good as they look, that will be a very interesting game to watch, won't it?
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what. Like I said, I think this next week is going to determine how good that game is.
Well, I don't think that Ole Miss is going to be there because the Gators are going to beat them. and
It could happen.
effectively, if that game was in Oxford, I would think that the Gators are going to lose by 3 touchdowns, but the Gators played differently in Gainesville. Yeah.
So if Indiana beats Ohio State, let's just say in the shoe, that's insane because they're jumping up probably in the top 4.
It'll look different. Yeah, they might be in the top 4, but they have to win the conference title game, right?
What I'm saying is after the conference title games, this bracket is going to look very different.
Very different.
Yeah. Because it could very well have, Ole Miss at number 2 because they won the SEC. You know what I'm saying? Because if some things happen, it could have Alabama at 2 if they win the SEC. It could have Ohio State at 1 because if they win the Big Ten. Personally, I would
very different.
I don't think Oregon's going to lose to Washington, so I think number 1 is set in there.
No, they still have to play in a title game against Ohio State.
They do. I don't think anybody in the ACC, maybe SMU, could beat Miami. Maybe. I mean,
SMU's not. Are they in the ACC now?
They're in the ACC and they're undefeated in the ACC right now.
Well, whoever wins the Ohio State Indiana game is going to.
Miami just lost to Georgia Tech.
Correct. They have 1 loss.
I think Miami's beatable by just about anyone.
I think anybody's beatable. I think Indiana's fixing to find out.
What I'm saying, I think Miami could get beat by anyone.
Sure.
Oh, okay. Well, they've won every game except the Georgia Tech game.
Right, but Virginia Tech, and then they almost lost to Cal at Cal.
Okay.
They're down 30 points to Cal. At one point in the game. I mean, I don't know. I think they're the biggest.
Did they lose that game?
They did.
I'm not saying that they deserve to be there. I'm just saying they no go beat them.
I think SMU could beat them. SMU could beat them.
I mean, does Clemson still have a shot?
Yeah, that's
the only way SMU or
Clemson's not getting in the title game because they got 2 losses, right?
Right. Well, here's my question.
No, they got
SMU is, and I don't know the answer to this question. I'm asking because I don't know. Is if you win your conference, is that an automatic bid?
No,
because SMU won't be ranked in the top 12. But if they win the ACC,
if they're undefeated and they win the ACC,
no, they're not totally undefeated. They're undefeated in the ACC.
Okay.
I think they have 2 losses.
What about Clemson? They have 2 losses, but who are their losses to? One's to Georgia.
I don't think Clemson's on the bubble. Maybe.
I think you could see Clemson jump in because they'll end up playing Miami or whoever in the ACC title game.
I mean, I think if Colorado wins out, they're in.
Oh, I totally agree. If they win the title, if they win the Big 12 title game, they're in.
Yeah.
And rightfully so.
I don't think Miami's going to be beat by SMU in the ACC title game. Let's look right now. But as it sits here, let's just say Ohio State plays Boise State. Does anybody think Boise State has a chance of beating Ohio State?
No. It'll be an interesting watch, but it won't be.
So they're in the semi.
Yeah.
So let's say St. Joe, who'd you on the Alabama Notre Dame game? Who'd you pick?
Bama.
Okay, let's just say Bama wins. Okay, which that'll be a better game than people think it'll be, but because it's in South Bend. But let's just say, does Alabama have a shot at beating Oregon?
No. So it's Oregon versus Ohio State.
I absolutely believe Alabama could beat Oregon. I watched Oregon play Wisconsin, and they didn't look that great to me.
Yeah. I think Alabama had problems with Milroe. I mean, Oregon will have problems with Milroe, but I think that's a tight game. I think that's like an Oregon-Ohio State type game. Let's just say, okay, St. Joe thinks Penn State's going to beat Georgia. Right?
Yeah. I don't think anybody's beating Miami, though. So
you don't think Georgia could beat Miami?
I think both Penn State and Georgia could beat Miami.
Yeah, I think Miami is the weakest team in the top 4.
I think they're the weakest team in the bracket there. I mean, who have they beat?
Well, they beat Florida.
Sure.
They beat Florida State.
All right.
Yeah, they beat Cal.
Okay.
The ACC sucks, man. You know?
I mean, I don't think they end. I don't think they end the year in the position they're marked in. So
They're number 4 for a reason.
Yeah.
Oh, well, what's the
3,
reason they're ranked number
yeah.
4? I mean,
well,
okay.
Boise State. Okay, so the game I really want to see, I want Ole Miss to beat Indiana, and I want Ole Miss and Texas. But
That'd
I
be
think
fun to watch. But
it would be a lot of fun to watch. My point is, then you have Ohio State and Oregon, and let's just say you have. I think it would. I think Georgia will beat Penn State and Miami personally. But I mean, depends on which Georgia shows up. You know, I don't think anybody's beaten Texas. But at Texas, Georgia, this was my point to this whole exercise, is that there is a chance that Texas and Georgia can meet 3 times this season.
yeah,
They've already played in Austin. They can play in Atlanta, right? If some things work out, and then they can play again in this.
Yep.
Yeah.
There is a chance that and that's true
There's
for
also
any
there's
conference.
also a chance you could see an all SEC finale.
Wouldn't it be poetic?
Because you're gonna have
all this shit happen. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
I bet you didn't.
Wouldn't it be poetic if all this shit was going on and we're talking about all this and they're doing all this and in the final game it's still fucking Alabama and Georgia?
Oh, I'd be so upset. I would be so upset.
I think maybe Texas, Ohio State.
I think that's the game the networks want. Texas and Ohio State.
I personally would like to see Oregon win one. I know that sounds like insanity, but I think they have a good coach. They got good players. They have a good team. And I think that they have the capability of winning one. But
wouldn't that be amazing that a team in a two-team conference wins the title? That would be hilarious.
Which conference are you talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not true anymore. They're in the Big Ten now, but they
beat Ohio State at Ohio State.
Right. I was thinking they came from the teams that remained.
Oh yeah. Pac-12.
Yep, Pac-12.
They've won. I mean, Oregon's won some games. They've won big games. They deserve their rank. I think they could. I mean, I think this could be their year. I mean, they're good.
They're a good team. We'll see. I think it's like you said. 2 weeks is that thing's gonna look completely.
It's gonna look way different.
Well, you got to look at it after the conference championship games.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. But like when I started saying this, that these games leading up to it aren't so much, for the people who are in it, they're like,
knockout
games. Let's just not fuck up. But they're elimination games.
Yeah.
I mean, Ole Miss, they lose to Florida, they're out.
Yeah, they're important.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
So that makes, because I remember them saying that a playoff would make the regular season, 12-team playoff would make the regular season
more important.
Not as important as what they were saying beforehand.
More important.
I think it's the opposite.
All these games matter. There's no throwaway games now. You lose to you pull an Alabama and lose to Vanderbilt, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
So you got some teams that like Wisconsin who could play, big spoiler like last week, the Gators, Oklahoma this week. Oklahoma could play big time spoiler if they could figure out how to complete a fucking pass. I mean, you have these games that all of them matter. I mean, what's the ESPN's version of Red Zone for college?
Oh man, I can't remember what they called it.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. And you almost want to turn that on, and 12 o'clock, 3:30, and 7 o'clock games.
You have like 4 games going.
Yeah. Or go ahead.
I got a little, since you guys are college Experts. I don't know.
Wait. No one ever said we were an expert.
I don't have this. I don't know this college emblem. Dang it. You'll know it. I don't know 2 of these college emblems, but you'll know it. You'll be able to figure it out. All right, let's do this. Tell me name the starting quarterback based on college school.
Okay.
All right. Oklahoma. There's 3.
Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray,
Sam Bradford, or current. Sorry,
current starting quarterbacks.
Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
Okay. Oregon.
How many are there? Bo
2.
Nix.
No, Herbert
and Bo Nix.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clemson.
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence
and Deshaun Watson.
Okay. Cal. There's 2.
Aaron Rodgers and
the guy, Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Alabama. There's 2.
Bryce Young and Tua Tagovailoa.
Okay.
Yes.
USC. There's 2.
Sam Darnold
and the Bears quarterback.
Yeah,
Caleb Williams.
Correct. LSU. There's 1.
Jaden Daniels.
Ohio State. There's 2.
Justin. Sorry. The guy down in Houston.
Yeah, CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud, and then do you say Justin Fields?
I would say Justin Fields is the other one. I can't think of another one that would be. He was a starting quarterback.
He's not a starter. Starter.
He did start.
He started first 4 games. 5 games.
NC State.
He started bitching. NC State. Russell Wilson.
Okay, so I got to give Justin Fields the other one, and then NC State as this one. So, sorry, get out of there. I don't want that. Michigan State.
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk.
Louisville.
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. Yeah.
Wyoming State.
Not Wyoming State.
It's Wyoming. It's Josh Allen.
It's
Josh Allen.
All right, this one I don't know. It's M State, Mississippi State, maybe
McNeese State. Well, Mississippi State is Dak Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go. Mississippi State then. Utah State.
Jordan Love, baby.
There you go. Florida Gator.
No, that's Anthony Richardson. He's hurt all the time.
Texas
Tech. And got benched because he was tired.
Texas Tech.
Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes.
And I apologize. I just don't know this. It's a red It looks like a red panther.
Show it. Can you hold it up to the camera?
Yeah. It's wait, where is it? That one.
That's Washington.
It's a Washington State Cougar.
Who's our guy from Washington State?
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay. That's why I would have never known that. Okay.
With the best
Georgia.
head coach, at Matt Stafford, the best head coach.
Is there more than one?
No. Georgia, that's just Matt Stafford. Washington State had the best head coach ever. Come on, Beeps.
And then there's another one
that's
next to Georgia. Who's that?
Oh, Cliff King. Oh, the Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
What's his name? And he was like my favorite coach.
It's a bulldog, but I don't know
massive
what bulldog.
heart attack. Right? What's his name?
Yeah. I forget his name.
How can we forget his name?
We did a thing on it too. I don't know that
I don't know the
mascot.
Yeah.
Show me the mascot again.
It's a bulldog of some sort.
That's Fresno State.
Fresno State.
Yeah,
okay.
and that's Derek Carr.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. Yeah.
I knew who it was, and then Duke.
Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
And Drake May. And Drake May.
No, that's UNC.
Oh, my bad.
Yep. How about Iowa State?
Iowa State.
That's our boy at San Francisco. That's Brock Purdy.
He's not a quarterback. He's just a guy. He's the guy
Virginia.
That hands the ball off.
West
Here you
Virginia.
go. I could do his fucking job. West Virginia. Pat McAfee went to West Virginia.
He's the starter for Seattle.
Geno Smith is his name.
And then last but not least, good old UK. University of Kentucky.
Will Levis.
Yeah,
that's correct.
crazy.
Good job.
That's crazy.
That's a fun little one. I love stuff like that.
Yeah, me and my son always go through and can you name the college that the NFL quarterback went to? Kind of the opposite of what we just did.
Yeah.
But we'll get stupid and be like Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay.
Yeah,
Or
there's some
Garoppolo.
out there that where you're like,
Yeah,
what?
where did Tony Romo go to college?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, you
and
got to throw
stuff
some
like that.
some you know some
Yeah.
really the Washington State with like Gardner Minshew one is that those are tough and you'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Like where was I didn't see did we say Jared Goff?
Yeah, he went to Cal.
Okay, all right. I didn't, so
Yeah.
you got it really makes you think about a lot of things when you do stuff like that. You're like, man, okay. But
Mike
yeah.
Leach.
Mike Leach, that's right.
I would love to have Mike Leach coaching our team right now.
Yeah.
So
okay, can we talk about that
Yeah.
for a minute? So here's the thing. You mentioned Wisconsin, about the coach with Luke Fickell, things like that. No, there's a couple coaches and positions that I think are going to be open in the NFL, right? I mean, let's just call them on. I think Dallas is going to be open.
He's gone. Well, I mean,
think,
he's at the end of his contract. He's not getting renewed.
No, I wholeheartedly hope that Chicago is going to be open because I think Eberflus is just an idiot.
He has to. They have to.
I mean,
I like that guy.
We can talk about that game too because, oh, man, I thought that game was won, but we're used to the double doink and we're used to a bunch of shit. So, it was just
didn't it get blocked?
It got blocked, but the sad thing about it is it got tipped just enough. It still hit the crossbar. So I was hoping it would hit the crossbar and then tumble in, but the guy had enough leg on it that even with it got blocked, it hit the front of the crossbar and didn't go in. And I was like, I watched the replay about 18 times and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me that he nailed it that hard, that low, that it still had enough to go.
Is Pinheiro still kicking for you? Eddie Pinheiro?
Santos.
Okay, it's not Pinheiro.
Yeah, but I'm
Pinheiro's still kicking. I wonder where he's kicking it.
It was just it was a crazy game. But I think Chicago's going to be open. I think maybe where else? Carolina.
How about Jacksonville?
Yeah, Jacksonville. So there's a couple things.
There's always a couple though, St. Joe, that are surprises.
There is.
Like New York's already open. The Jets are already open. The Giants may be open too.
Yep.
Carolina maybe. But you got to look at who is, in my
Tennessee.
opinion, I think they're going to give. That's only his second year there.
Yeah. So I heard through rumors that Bill Belichick was being tied to Jacksonville.
You want me to tell you why you heard that?
Why did you hear that?
All right. So what I heard from somebody down there is that this is why they're dragging their feet. Okay. Now, this is the same source that told us a couple of years ago that within a week, Urban Meyer was going to be fired, and he was.
Yeah.
Same person.
Yeah.
Okay. So he said, and believe it or not, you guys know his name. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
So he said that there is a chance that number one, Doug is 90% gone. A, because they think he's checked out. Okay. And B, because he's his own worst enemy. He will not fire Press Taylor. Okay. So he won't do that.
Wow.
Last year, when they fired the defensive coordinator at the time said the problem is still in the building. And I don't think he was referring to Doug. I think he was referring to the general manager, Trent Baalke.
I agree.
Now here is the thing. Trent Baalke has a tie to Bill Belichick. Okay. They worked together when they were both on the Jets staff. Okay.
Gotcha.
So the thought is that Khan, Shad, and Tony, because he's grooming Tony to take over the Jaguars because of the way that he's done with AEW. Anyhow, so Shad and Tony are basically trying to decide whether or not to fire to clean house or to keep Trent Baalke because of his ties to Bill Belichick. But we all know from the Patriots days that Bill Belichick likes total control.
Right.
Meaning personnel, meaning everything. So he reports to the owner and that's it.
Right.
You know, if you watch the Aaron Hernandez show on FX, you would see a very good example of that.
Right.
So with him, I don't see Belichick coming here with a GM here because Belichick's going to want to be the GM.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If Belichick came here, I mean, Belichick is in his mid-70s.
Right.
You know, I don't know if I want that. I mean, all due respect to him. You know, the man knows how to win a fucking Super Bowl, but so did Tom Coughlin.
Right.
You know, I mean,
I'm with you. I don't think Belichick might not be the best decision.
I think Jacksonville is not only an attractive job, though. I think it's the most attractive job because you have a younger quarterback. You have, you're going to have a high draft pick, top 5 draft pick, right?
Yeah.
If not the number 1, go grab Travis Hunter, and then you figure out what he's going to play.
Right.
And plus next year you have 700 or over, not 700, that would be a lot, but over 100, I think $75 million in cap space.
Yeah, you got a lot to play with. And
so you could go get people, so you could win immediately.
Team. Yeah,
and you don't have, all these people like Trevor's a bust and all that. They don't know what they're fucking talking about because Trevor's got, who leads the NFL in drop passes?
Jaguars.
The fucking Jaguars.
Yeah.
And it's not like by 2 or 3 either.
And he just hasn't had an offensive line to stand behind and actually do something.
Yeah. I mean, what I think is hilarious is they trade Cam Robinson. Cam Robinson's like the fucking offensive lineman of the week.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's an interesting conundrum that they have because Jacksonville's been an attractive offer for a couple times, but it just they need to clean house and do a couple things with the offensive line. They need to do a lot. But the other name that I think is going to get thrown around a lot, and he's a consultant right now for the Cleveland Browns, is Mike Vrabel.
I love that guy.
I think Vrabel gets back in the game somewhere. And but here's the thing with him. I think Ryan Day in Ohio State, I think his days are numbered. I mean, I know Ohio State is doing well right now. But I don't think Ryan Day's days are that much longer in Ohio State.
Why not?
I think Vrabel might be holding out to get that job.
I think it's going to be Kingsbury.
Cliff Kingsbury in Ohio State. What about Chad Kelly or Chip Kelly?
No, I think Kingsbury could be an NFL coach again.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
he might work here,
and you'd want him in Jacksonville at least as an OC, if not a head coach, because he has a hell of an offense.
Here's my thing: if they fucking trade Trevor, he wins a Super Bowl in 2 fucking years because you could put Trevor Lawrence on the fucking San Francisco 49ers and they just became damn dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, and Kev, you said it. Look what the Lions just did to Jacksonville.
I was just about to get on the Lions because that's who I want as Jacksonville's next head coach. Is Ben Johnson? No, I want Ben Johnson, the OC. Mark Brunell's boss.
Yeah.
That's who I want as the Jaguars next.
I mean, the Lions' last 4 games, I mean, they're probably averaging 45 points. I mean, their offense is just insane.
If you weren't taking them seriously as a Super Bowl contender, you better be now.
Oh,
you better be now.
Dan Campbell is an amazing that guy. I mean, if you don't want to run into a brick wall before the game, I mean, that guy's incredible.
And
I don't know that you have a pulse if you play for that guy and don't want to run through a brick wall.
That guy is just insane.
He has his team ready every game.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
the record shows it.
And he has for the last 2 years.
Obviously, I'm watching the Bears-Packer game, and I'm like, okay, but I had the Jags game on in the other room, and I would walk in, and I'm like, why is Jared Goff still in the game when they're killing him 40-something to 6? And I'm like, and then I heard Goff's interview afterwards, and he's like, look, we're taught to keep the pedal on.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the score is, what our opponent. We're not going to play down to our opponent, even though we could have because of their record and But we're just taught to put the gas on. And I'm like, that's just the mentality that they have. And I'm like, okay, they had like 600 yards. It's just insane.
So this stat I'm about to give you should tell you everything you need to know about the state of the fucking Jacksonville Jaguars right now. Last Sunday, the Detroit Lions had 38 first downs.
Yeah.
And 38 first downs and 0 punts.
Yeah.
What?
They just gave the punter the day off.
Didn't they score on every possession?
They brought in Hendon Hooker. They could have played Hendon Hooker the whole fucking game and still won by 30.
Didn't they score on every possession?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was just insane. I mean,
I'm surprised people still have their jobs after that game.
Dude, I would have lost my shit. I mean, I would have Doug could have flown fucking, Spirit Airlines back to Jacksonville.
Jared Goff had his second game where he had over 400 yards and had a perfect passer rating.
Yeah.
Only quarterback in NFL history to do that.
Well, 2 weeks ago, he threw 5 interceptions.
Yeah.
You know, but they still won the game. The one against the Texans where they won it with the last second field goal, I think.
Yeah.
But he threw five interceptions. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if he is worthy of MVP, but I think he's certainly in the conversation.
I mean, Josh Allen is playing lights out right now. And I think
Jared Goff can't run 26 yards on a 4th and 2.
No. I mean, Josh Allen is definitely leading the. I think Josh Allen's probably number one. I would gather. I mean, it's probably Mahomes, maybe Lamar Jackson, 2 and 3. I don't know who 4 would be. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Derrick Henry. I don't know.
While we're talking about the NFL real quick, can I say something real quick?
Yeah,
one tradition that I'm fucking tired of, that these guys can go fuck themselves, just die already, is every time that the fucking last team that's undefeated gets beat, these fucking 1972 Dolphins that aren't fucking dead yet, they come out of the goddamn retirement home and try to find their cheap Cook's champagne or whatever this shit and pop that open. Like, I mean, this shit happened what's that, 40 50 some odd years ago?
Yeah.
I mean, we get it. They went 17-0 in 1972. Now is the fucking regular season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 17-0 included the playoffs back then.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. It was impressive, but
it's fucking, I
mean,
they're just like a woman, man. I mean,
I get it. It is impressive though that they went 9-0. I mean, but they had some help. Let's just say they had a couple of calls go their way.
Whatever do you mean?
Well,
do you mean the refs?
Yeah, it's when the refs are swapping jerseys with Patrick Mahomes at the end of the game, it's it's a little fixed. But yeah, I mean, it's good. I think right now there's some good football on. There's some really bad football, but all in all, I think sports right now is in a good situation.
Well, you know what's not in a good situation?
Netflix.
I was waiting for you guys to bring this up. It was a joke.
What? Well, it's not a joke. I mean, so here.
It
This
was
that
rigged
was a
as
good.
fuck, man.
That was a good lead in because Jake Paul, he's P.T. Barnum, man. He's the
He
biggest
is, man. That's the
promoter
best
in the
way to
world.
describe that guy.
He is the world's best
That guy
promoter.
knows exactly what he's doing. I mean, that guy made what $40 million, right? If not more. And when you're walking in the ring wearing $1 million of jewelry on your boxing shorts,
My
I mean, are
favorite
you
thing is they
really
were talking
taking it
about
seriously?
how much of a philanthropist the man was.
Yeah, I mean,
You're a philanthropist wearing $1 million shorts.
yeah,
he
I
gives
mean,
money to hookers.
yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you who the biggest winner of the whole thing was, the ring
Mike
girl.
Tyson. Oh, ring
Yeah,
girl.
the girl holding the sign in the ring with the ginormous personality.
Tracts of
She
land.
was the winner. Yeah, she was the winner. I
For
think her
those
name
of you
was.
that don't know what he's talking about, he means her tits.
I think her name was Emma, because Emma's some big old titties.
Jeez.
It was crazy. It was just
I
crazy.
think the joke is her name is Emerson.
Emerson. That's okay.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Emerson.
Emerson, big old titties.
Emerson, big old. Yeah.
Anyhow, before we get sued by the ACLU,
Well, whatever.
Huh?
Whatever.
For what? Call someone Emerson?
Okay. We just yeah. My thing is that did Netflix think no one was going to watch this thing?
I don't think so. I don't think they thought anybody would tune in.
It
did
relax though once the fight got going. It was kind of the beforehand, but
mine was always grainy. It didn't look good, but not that there was much to watch.
I mean, the first time that Mike Tyson's gotten in the ring since he fought Roy Jones Jr. went in 2020, right?
Yeah.
And the first time is a sanctioned bout since 2004.
Right.
Right. And I mean, the amount of people that thought it, and I've watched the clips of the slow-mo of those things, and I think Tyson was pulling his punches. Personally, I think
he was biting his glove.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
I loved his answer to that. I have a biting fixation. I loved his answer to that. We're like,
why else would you bite your glove?
They said he's done it throughout his career, and if you watch some old fights,
so you think it was a signal?
I don't know.
No, I think he was biting his glove just to remember. Hey, you don't need to punch, just block.
Right.
It'll be all right.
Okay.
I assume when a biter or when a fighter bites the thumb of his glove, is trying to keep his glove up by his face to protect himself.
Okay.
But it's just that reminder of, I don't need to punch. If I just last 4 rounds, I make $5 million more. So it's
right.
It was about the payday. I mean, like he hit Jake Paul hard a couple times, and then all of a sudden he couldn't punch anymore.
Yeah.
All of a sudden he couldn't punch anymore.
His legs looked horrible though. There was in the 3rd round there, Paul hit him a couple times, and I think Paul could have just nailed him, but he didn't. And I think he could have knocked him down, but it had to go 4 rounds to be official, and they all wanted to do it, and Tyson made $20 million.
It was the most boring boxing match I have ever watched.
It wasn't, but everybody stayed to the end. So,
the previous fights, the other 3 were good.
As often
the women's
fight
was
the
crazy.
undercard was better. Yeah.
Giant gash on her eye.
That was a fight.
That was from the headbutt though. But
that was a real fight. That was like a fight. That was a brawl.
They couldn't even keep their hands up. It was just like tunk, 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 and they just kept getting boxed. I mean,
you had 2 really good fights with distance.
Yeah. Well, they couldn't even protect themselves. They were so tired at the end.
Did anybody catch the first fight?
Yeah, I did.
No, there not the welterweight one, but there's one before that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that any good? That go the distance too?
Didn't you guys get the text message from me?
Yeah.
I was watching it, and the guy backed the guy or grabbed him, and it was two guys no one's ever heard of. They're not like, it wasn't for a title or anything. They were just two guys that they had found, thrown them in a ring. It was a good fight. They were hitting each other, but like at one point, it was like the guy threw his opponent into a corner and then humped him.
Oh God!
And you're like, okay, what the hell? Is this something that I just kept wondering? Is this something that happens in boxing that I just don't know about? Like, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. And then, like afterwards, like that guy fought without ever really putting his hands up to defend himself, and the guy couldn't hit him.
Well, I was watching this boxing documentary called Creed 3, and you know, when they're in training, they're not allowed to have sex, you know, and
makes your legs weak.
So that might have, you know,
spurred on
the humping incident.
Maybe,
you know, because he was thinking that, I mean, you know, some people get cloudy when that happens.
I guess, but the other two fights were good.
Yeah.
The two fights that went the distance, I kept thinking someone's going to get knocked out. They were hitting each other so much that, especially the woman's fight, I was like, man, like how are they not calling the fight? One, because of the cut was so bad on the one girl's eye,
right?
And two, the headbutting was ridiculous.
Yeah, who I want to see Jake Paul fight is Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
you know, Brock Lesnar hits with bad intentions, and he's just young enough that he could do some. But Jake Paul's never going to get any. I don't think he's in it for the boxing. I think like St. Joe said, he found a way to make money, you know, and get his name out there and fill arenas
100%.
and make other people money. And he could care less about the fucking, you know, he doesn't want to be, he's not concerned with being recognized as a serious boxer, because he's not going to be.
He fought a serious boxer one time and he lost.
Yeah, and he lost. So I mean, you know, he's going to have a deal. Like right now, he's fucking with Conor McGregor, you know, and I mean, on the street, Conor McGregor fuck him up, man. You know, but he'll have a deal with them. It'll go the distance. Everybody will make millions of dollars, and we'll be having the same fucking conversation. It'll be on fucking Amazon Prime next time, you know, or Prime Video or whatever, because, you know, Netflix can't.
Prime will be able to handle it because Netflix cannot. Right?
Well, Netflix is fixing on Christmas Day to have the Steelers game, and that's a fucking franchise that I wouldn't want to piss off.
Yeah.
Well, they're also getting they're getting wrestling. Right.
Yeah. Furthermore, I don't think you want to piss off the NFL.
Oh, no.
Because the NFL rules the world. They own a day of the week, man. You know, the church used to own it.
100%.
The Catholics used to own it, you know, but now the NFL does. And they're starting to own Thursday, too.
They own that day of the week in the United States.
Okay. Well, that's the only country that actually matters. You know, so
well, they're gonna own a day coming up. I mean, let's be realistic about it. I mean, Thanksgiving, there's a lot of football on.
Yeah,
certainly. In fact,
I mean,
we can tune in to watch the Lions play the Cowboys, right?
Yeah, but that'll
be
the Lions aren't playing the Cowboys. The Lions and the Cowboys play, but they don't play each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it used to be the Lions and Cowboys in Washington every year, but
it used to be the Lions and the Packers, right?
The Lions and Packers for a long time, but it was Cowboys and Indians.
Yeah,
all the time it was Cowboys.
That's a very Thanksgiving game.
Very Thanksgiving, right? Yeah,
you know, because Thanksgiving's about giving thanks that God made Jack Daniels.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, but it was always,
I'm just saying,
you know,
the American
football on
most American of holidays,
noon till midnight. You know, well, I mean, not, you know, the late games, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of football on, and yeah, you forget about Thanksgiving because
I'll be smoking a Cajun turkey.
Ooh, yep, I'll be smoking a turkey.
We'll be frying one.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
actually, we'll be frying two.
Yeah, that sounds good too.
Yeah, because we have all these people.
Yep, it'll be great.
Not here, thank God.
It's the boy's birthday actually on Thanksgiving, so it'll be fun.
Anyhow, Tyson Paul's bullshit.
Yeah.
Anybody else who thinks otherwise, you're wrong.
Anybody who's watched good boxing, that was terrible.
Yeah, it was awful.
You realize
when's the last time we had good boxing?
Good question.
The two
good
matches
heavyweight,
beforehand.
good heavyweight,
good heavyweight boxing match.
So that's switched over. Now the next night, I watched that UFC fight.
Yeah,
that shit was the bomb right there.
Good question.
John Jones, right? John Jones, right?
Yeah, man.
And I heard the atmosphere was electric.
Yeah, because you know who was there.
Everybody was there, but yes.
Yeah, he was there. I think that's funny that he gets walked in by Dana White. But yeah.
Oh. And then like Joe Rogan's announcing,
so did you hear the latest drama?
Bring the drama. We got 5 minutes left for the drama.
NFL is banning or will fine the Trump dance.
What?
I would instruct my team to do that dance every fucking time. It's like the same thing with the whole Tebow kneeling thing. I would have like every time an interception, have the entire defense go down there and kneel.
Yep. This week there's a few players that did it. It was kind of like the headstand thing that happened. This week everybody kind of did the little Trump dance that he does. And they said, we don't want to promote any kind of political statement or stance.
So
yet on the back of their helmets, it says shit like "end racism."
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, you know, so if you can't pick and choose, motherfuckers.
No,
you either got pick a street.
Yep. They fined Nick Bosa because he went in and had a MAGA hat on and all that shit. But they're gonna fine or ban anybody that does the little Trump dance or whatever.
That's not even taking a political stance. That's just making fun of a stupid dance.
I mean,
they tried to. You know Christian Pulisic?
Yeah.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
He scored a goal over the weekend, and he did the Trump dance. And the reporters are asking him afterwards. He's like, "I'm not taking a stance. I thought it was freaking funny."
Yeah.
That's why I did it.
I think it's absolutely ridiculous that they're even commenting or thinking about.
What I think that they should do is when they score a touchdown, just start wandering and then hit into the pole for the upright and then call it the Biden.
Yeah. I mean, no kidding. I mean,
yeah.
What? I just can't.
This is the problem with fucking society. Okay, they don't smoke enough dope. Okay, seriously. Fucking have a drink. The fucking election's over. You either won or you lost. If you won, be humble about you winning. If you lost, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. No, the woke has become too woke.
I feel I'm gonna hear about that statement.
You're going to.
But what I'm saying is be humble. And anybody who knows me is listening to this program for 5 fucking minutes knows that I don't go one way or the fucking other. Okay. So if you think that I'm a proponent for one side or the other, you can go fuck yourself. Okay. But if you won, be humble in winning. Okay. And if you lost, you have another 4 years. Yes, you can complain if you voted, but you have 4 years to figure it the fuck out.
Did you guys see the Charles Barkley quote?
What did he say?
No.
He was chastising the Democrats or the Democratic Party. He is a Democrat. Like he voted. He's like, I voted Democrat, but we got our asses kicked. And you know what? It's all our fault. The reason we lost is our fault. I'm congratulating the Republicans because they won and they won a winning campaign. They kicked our asses. Y'all quit crying like whiny babies. Get up and go do better next time.
Yeah.
And like
here is, I'm sorry, Beast, but here is the Keb's advice for the Democratic Party.
Oh boy.
All right, you ready for this one? I'm gonna hear about this one too. The Keb's advice for the Democratic Party, because I have some views that align heavily with the Democratic Party, but I also know about branding, and they don't do very good at branding.
No,
so
they
here's my advice: the Keb's advice for the Democratic Party of the United States of America: stop running women.
Oh boy.
You're 0-2.
Oh my god.
And that's not me talking shit. That's a fact. Is it not a fact?
I'll just let you have your opinion and not fight.
So
with it.
I follow that up by saying that
We're gonna see how many motherfuckers listen to this bitch.
I saw somebody put this could have come from the Bee, the Onion, whatever satire, whatever the word is, site that you want. But somebody put a thing out on Instagram that said, as soon as Trump gets into office, one day he is going to declare himself as a woman for a day to say that a woman made it as president.
He should do that. That would be so freaking funny.
I'm
Be like,
going-
what? I
I'm
can call
going
myself
to-
a woman. You guys
I'm
said
going
I
to
could.
identify as a woman for a day just
I'm
to
the
say
first
that a
woman
woman
president.
is president.
Surprised Joe Biden
Whoever
didn't do
did that is a genius. He says, I'm going to shut all those jackasses up just to say that a woman is president for a day.
Oh, and as a public service announcement for those that fucking fell asleep in civics class, and I have a history teacher that's on the fucking line here, that Trump, no, he cannot run again, motherfuckers. Okay, read the 22nd Amendment to the United States Constitution.
Yeah.
He cannot run
He
again.
would have to change the Constitution in order for that to happen.
Well,
yes.
Yeah.
And if they want to be historically correct, Kamala was president for 1 hour and I think 19 minutes already because Biden had a colonoscopy.
What are
He
you
had a
talking about? She's been
colonoscopy.
president for 4 fucking years. You
No.
know, fucking
Who do you
Biden's
think-
walking around
yeah,
going,
I mean,
"Where's
like-
the fucking ice cream?" You
But
know,
she
I mean,
was officially transferred because he had a colonoscopy and had to be put under anesthesia, and the power was transferred to her for 1 hour and 19 minutes.
now,
I
let me
will
ask you
miss those
this.
videos though. Won't
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
miss those videos of Joe Biden like clapping at the guy who jumped out of an airplane? You know, he
Yeah.
lands on the. He's picking up his parachute. Good job, dude.
Yeah.
Good job.
My favorite
just-
Joe Biden video is him just stopping the bike and falling over.
Yeah. There's just so many of them that are just. I mean, I love it. Now, I love every day that I get a little clip of the fucking dumbasses on The View that just have some stupid thing to say.
Dude, they're so sad right now. They are.
I love
so
the
sad.
party that is, like even Bill Maher has like come to say, the he said something the other day of the party that doesn't believe in racism and sexism now, or something to that effect, believes that the that the race was won because of racism and sexism. It's like total hypocrisy, but whatever.
I don't know if you caught SNL.
Oh God,
Not this past Saturday, but last Saturday they had Bill Burr on there.
Yeah.
And Bill Burr's like, ladies, just like, let's ditch the pantsuit, okay?
Yeah.
Like, let's whore it up a little bit. I'm not saying go full Hooters.
Yeah. Did you catch the cold open? When they did the cold open and they all stood there and
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like, hey,
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Trump, remember the jokes that we said? We were just kidding. We're really behind you. It was very funny, but whatever.
Now, Trump's doing his thing now with,
Yeah.
picking, I think he picked Linda McMahon to be education secretary today.
He picked Dr. Oz to be
Surgeon General. That would be awesome. That would be,
he's something in the medical field, but
yeah. I'm gonna turn the news on one day soon, and they're gonna be like, President-elect Trump today for the Surgeon General of the United States has chosen Dr. Phil McGraw.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Well, it can't be any worse than the I don't know, the whatever's in there right now, right? I can't.
Whatever do you mean? I don't understand what you mean.
I don't even know who that person is.
Oh, I do, but I want him to say. I'm not saying it. I've already said my controversial piece for today.
Neither do they.
That's not nice.
But
That's
whatever.
not nice.
Whatever. Anyway. What's going on in Finding Your Way, Beebs? Still doing the Leaders of the World?
Same old. Same old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. How long are you running that series?
As long as I want to.
Into the ground?
St. Joe, you had a great old episode on this week, by the way. I appreciate that very much. You had quite an interview with someone on there.
10 burning questions with the Beebs I replayed.
You know what I think's funny about that whole thing? I listened to that. Is that every answer that Beebs gives, St. Joe's like, "Oh, I would have thought you went the other way." You know, you know. I mean, it's like multiple times. It's like, "Oh, I thought it was like what's your favorite TV show? If you're on a desert island, you know what TV show you're watching?" Beebs like, "Well, I watch The Office," which if you listen to this program for fucking 2 seconds, you know. And then in a close, what was the second one? In a close
Parks and Recreation.
Was it? No, that's the one you thought it was going to be. It was Parks and Rec. It was The Office and so, anyhow, but yeah, you're like, you know, and then I'm yelling at the fucking in the car, and when you guys are trying to figure out who the fuck plays Ron Swanson, I'm like, it's Nick Offerman, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
We got it eventually.
Yeah, we got it. We got it eventually.
You know, but yeah. It's like, who plays Michael Scott?
It's fun to go back to some old episodes and be like, okay, yeah, and play them every now and then. And
yeah, next week on Unfiltered Sports Weekly, it will be The Legend of Five Dragons.
that one's a little rough, but yeah, that one's fun. One's fun. We got to see if we can find Roger. That guy. Wouldn't that be amazing? A Thanksgiving miracle.
It'd be a Thanksgiving miracle.
Hey, yeah. Roger, what's your favorite Thanksgiving dish? Blowjob, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Next question.
Next question.
I like the fried rice.
Wait, well, are you gonna bow out this week, or are you actually gonna do it? Nailed it.
No, I'll figure out something this week. Yeah, I was in Orlando this last weekend. So
Orlando, I love you.
I put an old one up real quick because I was away from the computer. So, but it was all good. I'll figure out one. Maybe I'll interview Keb.
Maybe
I'll get the real Keb, the real storytellers with Keb.
Maybe go fuck yourself.
Well, you know, after tonight's episode, he may be in hiding.
Yeah, the Women's League of America might be coming after me.
Yep, we'll see.
You know, which, to tell you the truth, is nothing new. I remember way back when, and then we'll move on from this. But I remember way back when Beebs was like, "Hey man, yeah," it's like sidebar. He's like, "Hey man, yeah, like, let's stop fucking with the Catholics." And I'm like, "All right, I'll start fucking with the feminists."
No, you got to pick a new subject matter.
Yeah. And then a buddy of mine, he's like, "How come you never make fun of Jewish people?" I'm like, "I ain't fucking with them." No, they've been through too much like that. I said the Catholics, they brought it on themselves, and the feminists, well, I mean, they if they could learn how to drive,
oh man,
you know, that would be one thing, because you don't see female chauffeurs. You don't.
Bus drivers.
And they all get in wrecks, you know? You know? I mean, you know, I'm just saying.
But wait,
I can't vouch for that.
Right? And but nothing is worse than these fucking people. We live in Jacksonville, Florida, which is like the capital of Redneckville, right? True. And these fucking people find these 2-lane fucking roads to go and practice to see if they could qualify for the Tour de fucking France. Okay.
Yeah.
And every time I see him coming towards me, I'm just like, how much of a hero would I be if I just turn the steering wheel a little bit to the left here and just plow fucking right through him?
No.
You know, and this is a sports thing because I mean, cycling is a sport, but you're not going to get to the pinnacle of cycling from going up and down fucking, Henley Road, or wherever, or A1A, or Scott Mill Road, or Mandarin Road, wherever. You're not going to get there and by wearing your tight pants and your yellow shirt like you just want to stage of the fucking Tour de France. I mean,
maybe they did.
they didn't.
All right.
And there's one on there, red, white, and blue. That fucking think they're Captain America and shit.
Maybe they are.
Yeah. Anyhow, go check out Nailed It, Finding Your Way, Stupid History Minute, and all of our other friends over at UNF Pod. I could tell when Beeb says all right, that means I'm ready to go. So
you should mention we have a new edition this week.
Oh, we do. We actually have a couple, but we have one new edition. It's the So Wizard podcast, and they talk about movies and stuff.
Do.
Go check those. Yeah, go check those guys out. You can find them at unfpod.com. You just click the picture, and it'll take you to wherever you need to go. Actually, you can listen to it at unfpod.com if you so wish. But if you're in the car, if you click, all their links are there. So we have a really, really cool guy that makes sure all the links are everywhere. So go check them out. And then next week we'll have another one to talk about.
That sounds good to me.
Which kind of makes us bigger in a sense of geography.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. But but go check out the So Wizards podcast and all of our friends over at unfpod.com. It's growing organically now.
Yeah,
it's growing organically now. So that's pretty cool. So go check that out. And next week we'll have our Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that because I can wear my Thanksgiving get up.
Oh God.
So.
Forgot what that looked like.
He's got a turkey hat.
If you show up if you show up looking like a pilgrim and with a blunderbuss, I will be impressed. Like I'll be so happy if you do that. Like happy. Dude, seriously. Show up with the hat that has a belt buckle on it.
No, he's got
a blunderbuss.
So, do you guys know what Spirit Halloween is?
Yeah.
Okay. So, there's a Spirit Christmas, right?
I did not know that.
It's only in select states, and Florida's not one of them.
Okay.
But I was thinking there needs to be a Spirit everything, like Spirit Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Because like my favorite Thanksgiving shirt, I have a shirt that says "Go pluck yourself," right? And it's a very Keb shirt, right?
Yeah.
My mom absolutely fucking hates it, but a place where you could go buy those rather than having to search for it on Amazon and maybe it gets here, maybe it doesn't. But anyhow, next week Thanksgiving episode. Be sure to tune in. And then Funds Sports Weekly Thanksgiving, and go check out our friends at UNF Pod. So for Joe for Beeps, my name is the Keb. We catch you guys next week.
Catch you on the flippity flop.